Welcome to the channel, everyone. On this channel, we share stories of average Joes around the world and their not so average issues. Let's start with the first story. Am I in the wrong for not telling my ex I got pregnant? I'm 28 female, was with my ex-husband for about 6 years. During this time, we were trying for a baby but had no success. About 4 years into our marriage had a rough patch. My ex had stress at work and slept with his coworker to relieve it. He confessed to me rather quickly, and a week later they sat me down and told me they were expecting a child. I was an idiot back then, and so I felt like I should forgive him because I truly believed he loved me and I thought I had no one. It wasn't. My ex's family treated me like their own, but my ex's supposed daughter was the apple of their eye. As a result of that, my ex's co-worker was a frequent presence in our lives. They felt like they had to include the mom of their grandchild for everything too, and she made her way in every family picture and memory. It didn't help that I suspected that the co-worker had feelings for my ex and flirted with him when she could. People thought that she was my ex's wife constantly, and I finally had enough during the baby girl's first birthday party when I was told to take a picture of my ex, his mistress, his daughter, and his parents, and it didn't include me. It hit me that I was now treated as the other woman, and I realized that I deserved more than this. I filed for a divorce a few months later and left. It was the hardest time of my life, but I ended up getting a promotion at work and met this sweet, wonderful guy. Fast forward to now, me and my boyfriend are madly in love, and I gave birth to an adorable baby girl that I considered a miracle baby. I got pregnant with my boyfriend like 3 months after dating him, and I thought that it was strange that this could happen since my previous failed attempts with eggs and had thought that I was the infertile one. It crossed my mind then that maybe he was the infertile one and he only believed the mistress was pregnant with his child because they were having an affair. I didn't say anything though because it was not my place anymore. However, my boyfriend was so happy about my daughter's birth and posted it on Facebook and tagged me in the post. I was still friends with my ex's sister-in-law on Facebook and she saw the post. She called me up and said that she was hurt that I didn't let her know that I could actually get pregnant and the lack of a child during my first marriage could be my ex's fault. He took a paternity test. The poor baby girl was never my ex's. The co-worker apparently was dating this terrible guy during the time she slept with my ex and didn't know who the child's father was. So she just strung my ex along 'cause she had feelings for him and thought he'd be the best father for her child. Now, my ex blames me for not telling him that I was pregnant way before and him having to father this girl. He's doing pretty bad now, and I can't help but feel guilty like I should have told him. My ex and his family were my family and close confidants for a large period of my life. We were pretty close, and I had promised to keep in touch after the divorce, which they were super upset about, but I really couldn't after everything that happened between us. They're now super pissed at me for the divorce and for being complicit in my ex taking on the expenses of his not daughter and forming a paternal connection with her for so long than he should have. So, here's what's been happening right now. I haven't spoken to them after this and have been avoiding my ex's calls. He texted me saying that he is sorry and overreacted and felt guilty about prioritizing people who were never really family over me. I only replied by asking how his daughter is because even though she isn't biologically his, she's still his girl. She seems like an adorable kiddo and adores her dad. My ex's mistress is able to support the girl financially, so my ex won't contribute to that, but he says that he's still going to see her every month because he feels morally obligated to do so. I feel bad for the girl so much because she seems to have lost her family unit, dad, grandparents, cousins, judgments. First of all, what the heck? Your ex cheats on you and blames you for him taking on fatherhood for a child that is not his. Sorry, no rough patch justifies cheating. He should have taken up counseling. He screwed with her, he cheated, he should have considered the possibility that she is screwing with other guys too. The only one he can blame is the woman who forced that child onto him and himself. Don't feel bad. You don't need to be mad at your ex, but you sure as hell need to grow up and be mad at the audacity that he's trying to make you the bad one here. It's great you still get along with your ex's family, but dude, he made his bed, cheating with his coworker who was already in bed with another man. Now he can lie in it and take care of alimony suits or whatever his plan is. I hope he can figure out something because that child considers him her dad already. But hell, that woman stole years from him. You're not in fault. Your ex cheated. You moved on. He has now abandoned the lady that drove a wedge in your relationship because she was sleeping with another when you were married to him. He is in fault. His life choices are in no way your fault. Cut him out. Congratulations for moving on. Go and enjoy your new family. New man sounds like he is going to be a much better father. Am I in the wrong for helping my child leave home and telling my ex-wife that she's the reason our daughter hates her? My ex-wife and I split about 6 years ago. We have one child together, Sarah, who's 18. Now, Sarah is a trans woman and came out when she was 14. I'm extremely happy that she felt comfortable enough to be herself, but my ex didn't agree. She was happy when we thought we had a gay son, but she couldn't accept the fact that we actually have a daughter. When we first split, I moved into a crappy one-bedroom flat in a pretty rough area. I have since moved into a bungalow in a slightly better area. I don't want Sarah to have to come to that area, so she stayed with her mum, and I would visit her, take her out, and phone her every day. My ex was going out of her way to call Sarah he, him, and would use her old name constantly. She even went as far as joking about how it was just her luck that she'd have a child. However, though it was absolutely disgusting, Sarah told me it was okay, and at that very, very least, she wasn't in any physical danger. I figured I'd deal with this until I found a better place. I'd offered to let Sarah take my room, and I'd sleep on the couch, but she wouldn't hear of it. 2 months ago, Sarah phoned me one night in absolute tears. She had been growing her hair out for ages, and at the rate her hair grows, it reaches just below her shoulders. She was thrilled. That night, my ex had offered to give her hair a little trim. She told Sarah it was to just cut off some of the dead ends. Sarah immediately said yes, as it would help tidy her hair up a bit, and she had thought that this was her mom's way of trying to accept her. She wasn't. My ex cut a massive chunk of her hair, bringing it back to just above her neck. Sarah was absolutely gutted. She had been working so hard to get to that point. When she told me, I saw red. Over the next couple of weeks, I helped Sarah move her things into my house while her mom was out. We made sure we had all of her important documents and such, and then I went with her to tell her mom that she was leaving. There was an argument and a few insults thrown, but I got Sarah out and she's now living with me. We got her hair cut and styled into a pixie cut until it grows back. Last week, my ex posted on Facebook about her depression. She had been talking about how she had never felt so low and that it was worse that she didn't have anyone at home who would comfort her when she was feeling down. In the comments, she mentioned that I brainwashed Sarah into hating her and that if anything happens to her, then it's on myself and Sarah for leaving her by herself. I couldn't help myself and posted a lengthy comment about how it was her fault that our daughter hated her and that if she had been a better mother, then maybe our daughter would still want to be in her life. Needless to say, I've gotten some backlash. Even a few of my friends have said that I was a bit harsh. I don't know what to think here. I thought it would be better if I'd copy and paste the comment, so here it is. Some things have been changed or missed out for privacy reasons, but this is the gist of it. Just want to clarify for everyone reading this post that Sarah is staying with me of her own accord. My ex had chance to treat her daughter with the respect she deserves, accept and love her for who she is, and make her feel safe in her home. She has failed in every aspect. My daughter is staying with me because she feels loved, respected, and accepted in my home. I'm not a perfect parent, and I'm not claiming to be. But I, at the very least, work hard to make my daughter feel safe and loved and would never go out of my way to hurt her and make her feel like shoot. X's name. If you're reading this, you failed our daughter. You made her feel unloved and unwanted in her own home. You made her cry. You made her feel worthless. You are the reason that our daughter hates you, not me, not Sarah. You. Maybe if you just tried to be accepting and put even a little bit of effort into being a better mother, then maybe, just maybe, Sarah would still want you in her life. You screwed it up for yourself. That's no one's fault but yours. I'm sorry that you're in a dark place, but don't you dare try to pin this on me or my daughter. I feel that I'm in the wrong for commenting in the first place. My ex used to do this a lot when we were together, making threats when I tried to leave her. I shouldn't have commented, but I let my emotions get the best of me. Also, I have found out that her sister is planning to move in with her for a little while, just in case my ex isn't lying. I know it sounds bad, but I would rather she was lying, as I wouldn't like to see any harm come to her. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Am I in the wrong for inviting my sister to my wedding for what she told my fiancé? My 27 male fiancé, 25 female, has an obvious permanent burn scar from an accident that caused her mother, her only parent, to pass away from injury. My fiancé had a long recovery. It's been 7 years. The scar is on her collarbone. It goes down her chest but isn't showing, unless she's wearing scoop or square tops. She often wears hoodies or jackets to cover up. She puts this cream, I don't know what ladies call it, but it's supposed to tone skin color or something. I'm not sure, but my fiancé calls it a foundation that is 1 degree brighter than her skin color. I absolutely adore her. She's pretty, smart, ambitious, and the list goes on. What happened was unfortunate, and I'm glad she's at peace with herself and more confident. My family loves her. How can they not? She's a member of the family. My mom makes sure she takes part in every family function and things like shopping and decorating other things. However, my sister made comments about my fiancé's car several times. I've called her out on her behavior several times to get her to stop because she was hurting me before my fiancé with her backhanded and insensitive comments. I told my fiancé she had every right to cut my sister out and not deal with her bullshit, but she's been forgiving and respectful of my entire family. Our wedding is in February. My fiancé went shopping for the wedding dress. This is where the issue started. My fiancé showed the wedding dress to my sister. I didn't see it, but I was told it was a spaghetti strap dress. My fiancé likes this stuff. Anyway, my sister saw it and went nuts. She started criticizing her choice and said that she should have gotten a high neck or a jewel wedding dress to cover up the scar. She argued with my fiancé about it. I went to my family's house and I confronted her. I yelled at her after she told me my fiancé needed to return the dress and get a proper one so that guests won't focus on her burn scar and use it as the topic of conversation and gossip. I told her that she's not invited to our wedding. She isn't welcome to my wedding with this entitled attitude of hers and her insensitivity and disrespect. We argued for half an hour and then I left. In exactly an hour, my mom and dad called and berated me, saying my sister was crying after I uninvited her and that I had no right to uninvite her. She's my sister and was just trying to help out and give advice and avoid any unnecessary drama at the wedding. My mom said my fiance can keep the dress but suggested wearing a bridal shawl as a neutral solution. I stopped responding to my mom's calls and texts after that. Family members were upset that my sister was uninvited and wanted me to invite her again because this will make the family look bad in front of outsiders and guests. Judgment. What a small person your sister is. Your fiance's burn scar is a badge of courage. I work in surgery and have done many burn reconstructions. That is no easy road to go down, and your fiance should be praised for going through all that and coming out the other side with her gracious nature intact. Your sister owes you and your fiance a huge apology. Your mother can offer one as well. This ew factor is childish and reprehensible. We hope you enjoyed today's stories. Use the comment section below to state your verdict on the situation, express your opinions, and share some valuable advice.